Hey yo, what's going on, ladies and lads? Hope you guys are all doing well. Spag here, and today in this video I want to share some pretty good news actually. So if you guys were not aware, in last weekend we had the Tiger Uppercut tournament, which was the final Tekken World Tour Master event of the season before we get to the Tekken World Tour Finals, which will be happening in December 5th to the 8th. The first time we're going to be having the finals in Japan. Our first Tekken 8 finals, but also the first finals where it's going to be a 4-day event, and the format of it is super unique. And I think in another video I'll kind of go over how the Tekken World Tour finals are going to work, and just all information on who's qualified. But it was super cool because we got to see that Shadow 20Z, against all odds, with an incredible performance, was able to qualify. Ferzine was able to qualify as well, get into that top 20, and of course the John, being the champion, one of the most consistent players of the season pretty much. Any tournament this guy's gone to, any major he's gone to, he has been at least top 8, which is so impressive in a game like Tekken 8, especially in its first inaugural year. But yeah, man, it was a crazy tournament. TGU Tiger Uppercut is always one of my favorites, but there was a little bit of controversy. Of course, there was a player from China, XCC, 18-year-old kid from China playing Dragonov, who was able to make it all the way into top 9, one match away from making it into the top 8 on the winner's side. And per the Tekken World Tour rules, China, as well as Russia and a few other countries, were not allowed to actually enter the World Tour and get points. So, those players would not be shown on stream, and they weren't shown on stream. The problem was that once he got to top 9, that was a top 8 qualifier, and usually in Tekken World Tour broadcasts, or just tournament broadcasts in general, you always show the qualifiers for top 8. And because he was in that position, I guess there was a little bit of a weird situation. Now, I've seen players from banned countries, like Russia and other countries, enter tournaments, but they were just not put on stream, and they were eventually eliminated, right? Even though they're very strong. But in this tournament, there was also a Russian player who was one match away from making it into the top 8 qualifier as well. So it was, these guys are strong, man. These guys are very strong. I've known the Russian scene for a long time. But China, I think, was a big surprise to a lot of people. Now, this guy here, XCC, actually won a tournament in Japan. So after EVA Japan, there was a local tournament in Tokyo called Tatakai Tuesday, and I actually was there, and I commentated this one, and he was in the grand finals against Yagami, who is obviously one of the best Reina players in the world, if not the best Reina player in the world. He also played against Shadow 20Z, and he beat both those guys and won the tournament. Now, this guy who's 18 years old, that no one's heard of, and from a country that not many people knew played the game, right? So ever since then, I've been in contact with the Chinese Tekken community. China's always been a country that I've been very fascinated with. But at Tiger Uppercut, they were there. He made it to this amazing position, one match away from making it top 8, and he got disqualified. So that was a super unfortunate situation. I guess hard decisions had to be made. Difficult decisions had to be made. And the community really didn't like that decision, right? Obviously, a lot of people were out and about, on Twitter, on different social media platforms, and even the players themselves at the tournament were not happy with that decision, because they saw this guy who put in so much work, so much effort to get to this position, and for him to be DQ'd then and not be able to continue playing was pretty sad. So, rightfully, a lot of people were kind of upset about it. It actually also went viral in Chinese media. So I got a message from one of my friends who's a Tekken player as well, and he said, "Look, man, this story has gone viral in China," which is insane. So a lot of people were asking, what's going to happen? This is not right. This is not fair. Something should happen here, blah, blah. A lot of people were talking about it. And Bandai Namco Entertainment made a tweet today, a statement saying, "We sincerely apologize for disappointing our players and community due to the disqualification at the recent Tiger Uppercut event. After careful consideration for the Tekken World Tour 2024 Global Finals, we will update the official rules to allow players from China to compete via the last chance qualifier. For the affected players from the Tiger Uppercut event, we will be reaching out to cover their travel and accommodation expenses. We will also be inviting XCC to Tokyo to compete in the last chance qualifier. Looking ahead, we will review and improve our tournament operations and official rules for the Tekken World Tour 2025 to ensure a more enjoyable experience where more people, including players from China, can participate and earn the right to advance to the finals." Amazing, sick. Reaching out to people that were affected and covering their expenses, but also inviting XCC down to Tokyo later on this year. Now, this is a kid that you have to keep an eye on, man. His gameplay was very, very impressive. Yeah, he plays Dragunov, but, you know, still to be able to beat these world-class top players is not easy, man. And high-level Tekken is tough. And for him to have been doing that, he took out Edge, he took out Yagami. You know, he was in contention. And who knows, he would have had to actually play versus Ulsan in the Dragunov Mirror if he was able to go through Shadow, who he's already beaten, by the way. So, yeah, that would have been cool. I would have loved to watch that. But hopefully, we get to see him compete in the last chance qualifier and potentially win it, man. There's 2 spots available for the finals, not just 1. There's 2 spots available for the LCQ to make it into the Tekken World Tour finals. So yeah, it's all to play for. But I think this is really, really important, not just for XCC and for China. Of course, China being a big market, you know, China being such a huge influence in fighting games in general with the martial arts and the characters. There are literally Chinese characters in the game, you know, with Ling Xiaoyu and Feng Wei, and in the past, you know, Wang Junrei and all these kind of characters, you know. And then also with the martial arts, you know, Leroy, you doing Wing Chun. I think Leo, being German, even does some Chinese martial arts as well. That's what Leo does too. So the influence there is crazy, man. So it's good to see that China is allowed to compete now, and I'm looking to go there next year in order to meet the scene and kind of play against their players as well, learn more about their scene. But it's really, really important for Tekken specifically because so many people around the world play this game. You know, people didn't know that Pakistan was such a powerhouse in Tekken until 2019. Obviously, some of us knew. I knew for a long time these guys were really, really strong. But it wasn't until 2019 that, you know, they kind of changed the landscape of competitive Tekken. And these kind of stories you love to see. And Tekken is really played everywhere around the world. You know, it's a legacy game that has been very, very popular in the past. And a lot of people play it. So, you know, with Pakistan, recently I was able to go down to West Africa in Ivory Coast. They play the game there as well. They play the game in Madagascar. They had a challenger event there. Every corner of the globe, I feel like, man, these guys, they play the game, and there's a community anywhere you go. So it's important very much for Tekken as well, because we pride ourselves on our diversity, and, you know, these kind of regional rivalries and different countries, different play styles, it's a beautiful thing. It's one of the best things about our world tour. So yeah, this statement, big shout outs to Bandai Namco Entertainment for making this and making such a quick statement on this as well, and an adaptation to the rules. I do hope to see, of course, other countries that are really passionate about the game to also be looked at as well. And I know that Harada made a tweet also stating that they are going to be looking at other countries as well, and add those into the next year, Tekken World Tour 2025. So all around, really, really good news on that end. But yeah, man, this is just good stuff. I'm very happy to see this, especially as someone who loves to travel a lot. I'm actually going to Malaysia tomorrow, potentially. I'm going to Malaysia tomorrow to meet the scene for the first time there as well, man. So yeah, I love meeting new people, new scenes, new communities. And yeah, let's hope it keeps going, man. Let's hope it keeps going. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys are as happy as I am with this announcement that came out. It's sick, man. The whole community has been really, really happy about this, man. But yeah, that's going to be it for today's video, and I'll catch you guys for the next one. Take care.